Welcome to my Joseph Smith History Extracts. This talks about the experiences Joseph Smith had trying to find the right religion and finding the truth and beginning the LDS Church. He felt to write this history and the events in relation to the church. Sometime in Manchester, New York, there was an unusual excitement on the subject of religion. The seemingly good feelings of both the priests and converts of different churches were more pretended than real, for a scene of great confusion. All their good feelings were entirely lost to contest about opinions. I was a teenager. My mind was called into serious affliction about which church to join. I attended several different churches' meetings, partial to the Methodist sect. It was impossible for a person to come to any certain conclusion that was right. I often said to myself, who of all these parties is right? Or are they all wrong together? And how shall I know it? A scripture stood out to me, James 1:5, which reads, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, and it shall be given him." Never did any passage of scripture come with more power than this one, to enter with great force into every feeling of my heart. Different sects understood the same passages of scripture so differently as to destroy all confidence in the Bible. Finding myself alone, I knelt down in a forest and began to offer up the desires of my heart unto God, when immediately I was seized upon by some power which entirely overcame me, to bind my tongue so I could not speak. Thick darkness gathered around me, as if I were doomed to sudden destruction. Exerting all my powers to call upon God, that he might deliver me. At this moment of great alarm, I saw a pillar of light exactly over my head, above the brightness of the sun. I found myself delivered. I saw two personages whose brightness and glory defy all description, standing above me in the air. One of them spake, "This is my beloved Son. Hear him." I asked the personages which of all the sects was right, and which I should join. I answered that I must join none of them, for they were all wrong. They draw near to me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. When the light departed, I had no strength. It seems as though the adversary was aware at a very early period of my life that I was destined to prove a disturber and annoyer of his kingdom, else why should the powers of darkness combine against me? With one of the Methodist preachers, I took occasion to give him an account of the vision which I had. He treated my communication not only lightly, but with great contempt, saying it was all of the devil, that there was no such thing as visions or revelations in these days, that all such things have ceased with the apostles. Though I was a boy of no consequence, all the sects united to persecute me. The most bitter persecution and reviling. I had seen a vision. I knew it, and I knew that God knew it, and I could not deny it. To be more specific, Joseph Smith was persecuted by those who ought to have been his friends and ought to treat him kindly, left to all kinds of temptations, and frequently fell into many foolish errors. He called upon God, and a personage appealed, an angel. His name was Moroni. He called me by name and said that God had a work for me to do, and that my name should be had for good and evil among all nations. He said upon gold plates was the fulness of the everlasting gospel. With the plates was a breastplate, also containing a Urim and Thummim. He said when I should receive those plates, I should not show them to any person, neither the breastplate or the Urim and Thummim, and if I did, I should be destroyed. I could see the place where the plates were deposited, and so clearly. He ascended right up to heaven. At my bedside, this is one night, the same heavenly magistrate appeared. He again related the same very things which he had done his first visit, without the least variation. This is the same night. He informed me of great judgments were coming upon the earth, and he again ascended. I beheld the same messenger at my bedside, and heard him rehearse the same things or repeat over again the same things as before. But he added, Satan would try to tempt me to get the plates for the purpose of getting rich. This he forbade me, saying I must have no other object in view in getting the plates but to glorify God, to fulfill his purposes, and build his kingdom. Thank you. We'll continue this history in the next video.